What's up, guys? It's Lord Both here for another video, and honestly I debated whether or not I'd even cover this in a video. Because really, what is there to really say about it? And of course, I'm talking about the Avengers Doomsday casting reveal. Now, if you're a very casual MCU fan, or you were just hiding under a rock when it came to entertainment Twitter yesterday, maybe you didn't see the actual live stream or video that was put out of the cast reveal. But this is how they decided to do it, and it's been quite controversial. So yeah, this is how they decided to do it. And they go through the whole main cast like this, just scrolling through film production set seats with the names on the back and all that. That's how they brilliantly decided to reveal their cast. The only funny one in here is that they have Paul Rudd's chair as a really tiny chair because he's supposed to be playing Ant-Man. We get it. With all that said, the reaction to Marvel's announcement has been pretty positive. That YouTube video, for instance, had almost 500,000 likes to only 10,000 dislikes. It also had 7 million views, and the trailer has received over 275 million views across all platforms, which is the biggest live stream for Marvel ever. But it was really controversial and got a lot of people you wouldn't expect to actually roast it. Even noted shill Grace Randolph was making fun of this thing, saying here on Twitter, "I think we're just being trolled at this point." But really, the main news about this is the actual cast that was named. Because not only were the people you expect to be in the movie, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, Anthony Mackie as Black Captain America, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, etc., not only were they mentioned in here, but a whole lot of other people you didn't expect to be in this film are going to be in this film. The first thing that pops out is that there are a lot of X-Men in this casting. A lot of former Sony X-Men are coming back for this film, including James Marsden as Cyclops, Kelsey Grammer as Beast, though I have a feeling that Kelsey Grammer is probably only going to do the acting bits for Beast. He's not going to actually do the stunts or a lot of the mocapping, and I feel like they are going to do mocapping for Beast in this film. They're not going to do a suit, because quite honestly, he's too old. And that's a kind of a common theme in this casting list, especially with the X-Men. Because Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen are both coming back to reprise their roles. And that's just what everybody wants to see. Ancient Patrick Stewart returning to die yet again as Professor X in another Marvel film. And ancient Ian McKellen as his rival coming back to probably do the same thing. You also have Alan Cumming coming back as Nightcrawler, which that's going to be wild to see. Because Nightcrawler is always depicted as a fairly youthful character, and Alan Cumming is, he's not youthful at all. The man is like 60. They even got Rebecca Romijn here, who played the original Mystique, to come back as Mystique. And to be honest, her schedule was probably pretty clear. I don't remember seeing her in much after that movie. You also have the entire Fantastic Four cast that's going to be in this movie. That kind of makes sense. It's Doomsday. They're attached to Doctor Doom a lot. He's probably going to be at least introduced in the Fantastic Four movie, and that's going to lead into Doomsday a bit. You also have guys who have kind of disappeared that are coming back to do this movie. Simu Liu is returning as Shang-Chi. And the fact that Simu Liu is returning as Shang-Chi, and he hasn't gotten a sequel film, and they're bringing all these X-Men in, kind of feels like this movie is going to be a magnum opus of the universes. That it's going to be a final film for pretty much everything we know. What I'm trying to say is a lot of characters. A lot of characters. Including probably Shang-Chi, the incredibly unsuccessful Shang-Chi, and all these X-Men to tie up their series. Probably all of them are gonna die. And this is how everything gets sort of reset, so the MCU can reboot. Because let's be honest, we know that's where this is headed. They need to get back to the original heroes. They need to make new stories with those characters. These past phases just haven't worked. They've all but acknowledged that they haven't worked, and they need to move on to something new. Some of the other smaller stories here, Channing Tatum is coming back as Gambit. Of course, he played Gambit in the last Deadpool movie. People really liked that. He finally got his day in the sun as Gambit because they've been trying to get that movie and project off the ground for years now. Lolita Wright is coming back as Black Panther. That's Shuri's Black Panther. I guess Marvel decided they were okay with her not liking getting the jab now and being very outspoken about it. Sure. Tenoch Huerta Maya. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's coming back as Namor. Why are they bringing Namor back? How many butts in seats do they think Namor is going to drive in? It just seems weird to me. One of the other small stories about this list is that leftist weirdos are apparently losing their minds over the fact that there's only 5 women on this list, and most of them are minor characters. They're not featured superheroes. There's no Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, which you'd think it's kind of weird that she's not here, seeing that this would be a big event and circling around Earth. 2, there's no Ms. Marvel. 3, there's no whatever her name was. The third woman from the Marvels. That was an epic failure for Disney and Marvel. It's almost like Disney was like, hey, this movie totally lost us a bunch of money. Let's not bring these characters back. Nobody cares about them. It's almost like they've started to realize, hey, let's bring back a bunch of fan favorites and a bunch of male superheroes and villains to star in this movie because that's what people really want to see. But yeah, they're losing their mind over that. And the last big story about this is they've kind of spoiled the ending of the Thunderbolts, because a trailer for Thunderbolts came out not that long after this, where they kind of painted Sentry as the sort of sleeper main villain of the movie, which, by the way, in the movie it's shown that he's pretty much dusting people at will. So how the Thunderbolts are going to contend with that, I have absolutely no idea. It's almost like taking the MCU version of the Suicide Squad and putting them up against the MCU version of Superman doesn't quite make sense. But they definitely kind of painted him as the main villain or final boss of that movie. And yet he's also supposedly in this film. So that means he probably turns good at the end again. Or there's some kind of circumstances that make sure he is around. There's also a bunch of Thunderbolts that are also mentioned in this casting list. Florence Pugh, Wyatt Russell, David Harbour, etc. And it kind of destroyed the stakes of Thunderbolts because we know these characters are gonna survive because they're in the next movie. There's also one big player that is not mentioned here at all, and that is Spider-Man. And the rumor is that the reason for this is because the next Spider-Man movie is supposed to take place at the same time as Doomsday. So you try to figure that one out. Anyway, the way they presented the cast reveal was weird. I think it's a little weird that they also even did a cast reveal. Here's an idea. Leave some mystery around it, since we honestly don't really know who the Avengers are anymore. And people can show up and find out, oh, this person is in the movie. Because guess what? They're probably going to guess that Thor is going to be in the movie. And they might be shocked by the fact by people like Star-Lord and Spider-Man are not in the movie. And they could even make guesses about who might be in the movie, who might not be. But to reveal their cast in such a bland way like they did, and harming the stakes that are involved in another movie that they have coming up, and showing all these old returning characters that definitely give you the feel like this is a bow on the end of a series, kind of feels like a really, really bad L to me. And they shouldn't have done it. But those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave in the comments. If you like this video, go and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.